What if the money you are desperately counting on to survive the 2026 layoffs is quietly bleeding out right now and you don't even realize it? Take a look at this piece of paper. It's about to cost Mike over $200,000 in pure wealth, even though the total on the bill only says $9,500. Mike is 38 years old. He works in tech, he pays his bills on time, he drives a decent car. On paper, he looks like he's doing everything right. But then on a random Tuesday, this surprise medical bill lands in his mailbox. His liquid savings account is completely empty because of inflation and rising rent. But when he logs into his 401k portal, he sees $74,000 just sitting there. Glowing green, it looks like a safety net. So Mike does exactly what 1 in 6 Americans are doing right now as the economy tightens. He clicks the withdraw button and an instant wave of relief washes over him. The hospital bill is paid. His family is safe. He's going to sleep well tonight. But mathematically, what he just did wasn't a rescue. It was an amputation. His bank won't warn him, his HR department won't warn him, and the sleek friendly app on his phone definitely won't warn him. Because pulling $14,000 out today to cover that hospital bill isn't going to just cost him $14,000. It is going to quietly and ruthlessly steal over $200,000 from his future self, effectively destroying his ability to ever retire. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how this legal heist works and the hidden psychology that traps smart people like Mike. But before we tear this open, if you want to build a bulletproof financial vault instead of falling into these traps, hit that subscribe button. Let's dive in. I'll show you how to make sure you never make this devastating trade, and the exact protocol to follow if you already did. Half of YouTube right now is faceless AI channels trying to sell you the dream of getting rich quick with zero effort. That's not us. We run on real strategy, real math, and zero BS. I'm Mason. Let's fix this. Let's go back to Mike. I want you to understand exactly how the system preys on panic. He runs the numbers on his $9,500 bill and realizes, okay, because of taxes, I have to actually withdraw 14 grand just to get 9,500 in cash. But whatever, I have 74,000 in there. I'll take the hit now so my family doesn't suffer. I will just put the money back later when things calm down. On the surface, to a stressed-out father trying to do the right thing, that sounds like a completely rational, responsible adult decision. But I want you to watch the legal heist the financial system is about to pull on Mike, because the number on his screen is a total illusion. The exact second his finger clicks withdraw, the IRS immediately steps in out of nowhere. They slap him with an unforgiving 10% early withdrawal penalty. Boom. $400 vanishes instantly into thin air. He didn't buy anything. He didn't pay a debt. He literally just paid a massive fine just for the privilege of touching his own money before he turned 59 and a half. But the system isn't done bleeding him out. Next, that withdrawn money is treated as regular, ordinary income. Because of his tax bracket, the government happily slices off another 22%. Total tax and penalty hit for this one transaction? Almost $4,500. Think about the absolute absurdity of this math. To pay a $9,500 hospital bill, Mike was forced to drain $14,000 of his hard-earned wealth. He paid the government over $4 grand just to access his own cash. But remember at the beginning of this video when I said this exact mistake would cost him over $200,000. Let's talk about the silent killer that financial apps hide from you. Here's the brutal truth of what happens next. The real cost of Mike's decision isn't the $4 grand in penalties he paid today. It's the devastating permanent loss of what that $14,000 was destined to become over the next few decades. Mike is 38 years old. Like most people, he plans to retire at 67. That gives him 29 years to take advantage of the single most powerful force in the entire financial universe, compounding interest. If Mike had simply locked his 401k, walked away, and left that money alone in a basic, boring S&P 500 index fund, that $14,000 grows into a massive $92,000 by the time he retires. So let's be brutally honest about what just happened here. Mike didn't just withdraw 14 grand to pay a hospital. He reached 29 years into the future, broke into his own vault, and robbed his 67-year-old self of $92,000. And what about the lie Mike told himself? The one we all tell ourselves? I'll put it back. Let me tell you a statistical fact that the retirement industry knows. The vast majority of people who take hardship withdrawals never ever fully put the money back. Why? Because life keeps happening. 6 months from now, the transmission on his car blows. Next year, his rent goes up by 15%. The money never goes back in. And without that original balance, his compounding interest engine doesn't just slow down. It completely restarts at zero. If you add up the massive loss compounding interest on the money he pulled out, plus the compounding he misses out on while he spends the next 5 years just trying to catch up to where he was, Mike's retirement account will be short by over $200,000 by the time he turns 67. He is going to be 2 grand short every single month, every single year, for the rest of his life. His retirement will be defined by financial stress, all because he panicked over one single $9,500 hospital bill when he was 38. So how do we stop this? How do we make sure that you never end up sitting at your kitchen table at 2 a.m. making Mike's desperate mistake? You don't just rely on willpower. We are going to build a defense architecture around your money so strong that a crisis cannot even touch your investments. If Mike had simply paused, breathed, and looked at the chessboard, he would have realized the 401k wasn't his only option. It was just the easiest option. Before you ever consider touching your retirement accounts, you have to play defense. For example, Mike could have used a 0% APR balance transfer credit card. Right now, your brain might be tricking you into fearing that debt. Because you've been conditioned to think credit cards are evil, you are actually choosing a guaranteed 32% immediate loss in taxes and penalties over a temporary 3% transfer fee. Your fear is blinding your math. Or, even simpler, Mike could have just called the hospital's billing department, explained he couldn't pay it all at once, and asked for a payment plan. Nobody does this because it feels embarrassing, but it works all the time. Hospitals will routinely put you on a zero-interest payment plan for years just to guarantee they get paid something. But let's go deeper. The ultimate reason Mike raided his retirement wasn't bad luck. Bad luck happens to everyone. Mike lost $200,000 because he didn't have liquid cash ready for the bad luck when it arrived. If Mike had built what we call a cash floor, which is 8 months of liquid living expenses sitting in a high-yield savings account, this entire crisis would have been a 5-minute inconvenience. He would have written a check for that hospital bill, felt annoyed for an hour, and gone back to sleep. His retirement would have been completely untouched. Listen to me carefully. Get your employer match on your 401k because that is free money. But beyond that, do not invest another dime into the stock market until your cash floor is fully built. That cash is your ultimate shield against the system. But what if the crisis was worse? What if Mike lost his job entirely instead of just getting a hospital bill? The paycheck stops, but the mortgage doesn't. That's where you need income insurance. We're not talking about a second full-time job. We're talking about a side hustle or freelance gig bringing in just $500 a month. When the main paycheck stops, that $500 changes the entire math of survival. It buys you groceries, it keeps the lights on. Most importantly, it buys you the time you need to find a new job so you don't have to raid the 401k vault just to eat. And finally, the one passive move Mike forgot to do that could have outpaced his terrible mistake entirely: the auto escalator. Most people set their retirement contribution at 5% when they get hired, and they never look at it again for 20 years. Go into your 401k portal today and look for a setting called auto escalation. Set your contributions to automatically bump up by just 1% every single year. You won't even feel a 1% difference in your bi-weekly paycheck. It's invisible. But over 30 years, that one tiny automated setting catches every raise and promotion you get, and it adds well over $200,000 to your final retirement number. It is literally free future wealth that requires zero discipline after you click the button once. Now, what if you're watching this video right now and your stomach is sinking because you already made Mike's mistake? What if you already pulled the money out last year to save your house, or to pay off credit cards, or to survive a layoff? First of all, take a breath. Forgive yourself. You made the best decision you could with the information and the options you had at the time. The damage is real, but I promise you, it is not permanent. You can fix this, but you have to act right now, and you have to follow this exact sequence. This is exactly what Mike should do now. First, you have to stop the bleeding. Do not pull out another dime. No matter how bad the next emergency gets, the 401k is permanently off limits. Every time you pull from it, you reset your compounding clock back to zero. Full stop. Second, turn your employer match back on immediately. A lot of people pause their contributions entirely when they are in financial trouble, but an employer match is a 100% guaranteed return on your money. You will not find that anywhere else on earth. Do not leave free money on the table, even when you are in recovery mode. Third, fight the urge to aggressively over-contribute to the 401k just to catch up. If you try to shovel all your cash into retirement to fix your mistake, you will leave yourself with no liquid cash. And when the next emergency hits, you will have to raid the account a second time. Don't try to fix the roof while the basement is actively flooding. Build your cash floor first. And fourth, once your cash floor is secure, open a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is funded with after-tax dollars, which means when you retire, all of that money grows completely tax-free. It's a parallel wealth structure that your past financial mistakes can never touch. It is the ultimate recovery tool. Listen, right now, 1 in 6 Americans are sitting at their computers, stressed out of their minds, making a decision that is going to cost them their ultimate financial freedom. They aren't doing it because they are bad with money. They are doing it because the system is designed to trap them and because nobody ever handed them a better option. Well, now you have one. You have the exact playbook to protect your future. If the last 10 minutes just saved you $200,000 that you would have unknowingly thrown away, hit the like button. It costs you exactly $0, but it triggers the algorithm so we can save the next person who is currently panicking and about to click that withdraw button. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown. I'm Mason. Build your floor, protect your vault, and I will see you next Tuesday.